All right, so then we get to the big record, AM,
Yeah.
in 2013, and it's crazy. Like some of the songs on this record have like billions of streams and YouTube views and all that.
Right.
But I assume for you guys, like everything changed at this point.
Yeah, it was another one where we tried to obviously change the approach slightly, and it was the first time we'd done a record where we got a studio and wrote and recorded and did everything in the same space.
Yeah.
And spent a bit of time like developing it in that way, like in the studio environment instead of like a rehearsal room, and then like, and that helped because you could sort of like record as you went along, and when you got a good idea, you could sort of put it down straight away.
Yeah.
Again, it was another LA record, and we all lived there at the time, so we could sort of like really just be there.
Nice.
Go down to the studio every day and like play around, and I think it was like the first time we'd all lived in the same place for a while.
Yeah.
And that like had a big difference. That made a big difference, I think. And then musically, I suppose we'd always had the influences of like rap music in the back of our minds. We just never like presented it as openly as we did this time. And again, like you get in the danger of becoming rap rock, which we were never going to do that, obviously. So it's like, how do we do this? How do we like, honor these influences without it being, inappropriate?
Yeah.
So I think it was more about the rhythm and stuff. And then that's when we sort of got into like the falsetto vocals a bit more as well for the backing vocals. That sort of came more to the forefront. And then there was still like a bit of Sabbath influence on some of these ones too. So it was trying to like mix all these things together in a good way, in a tasteful way.
Yeah. Do you find like, I mean, the songs on this record, they were everywhere, but from a drumming standpoint, they are a lot simpler for the most part, or at least a lot less notes played.
Yeah.
Do you find like, were you missing the earlier stuff where you could play a lot more in a smaller amount of time, or did you like this kind of more chill?
I think I liked it. I think we probably went into it like with the intention of sort of doing more maybe, and then pulling it back from there.
Okay.
And again, like I said earlier, sometimes it just doesn't make sense, and you're sort of doing it for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And like going in there like with an idea of what it's going to be, it's never really worked for us anyway.
Yeah.
Like we started that album not knowing what it was going to sound like really, and I think with that record, I think we'd still be in there now if we didn't have a deadline or like a reason to get out. And we'd committed to doing like the Olympic opening ceremony or something crazy like that. So we knew we had to be ready for this, or like a big festival. And we never usually do that. We usually just like do the record, and then when we're ready, we'll move on.
Yeah.
But this one was kind of like almost too much fun to make, that we were always like wondering what was around the next corner.